All right, so in part one, we talked about the relationship with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein and how it started, and why I felt that Prince Andrew was so hesitant to cut contact with Jeffrey Epstein. And we also got into some of the history of pedophilia accusations that were laid against the British royal family, against a member of the indigenous community here in Canada. And there's more pedophilia um, involvement and accusations and investigations which have a lot to that which involve the British royal family. And this is an article back in 2015 which says that a royal family member was investigated as part of a pedophile ring before cover up, ex cop says. Now, it doesn't mention who that royal member was, but the former officer claims that the investigation was shut down for national security reasons. And this comes from The Independent, a pretty reputable newspaper, or I don't know if you consider it a tabloid, but it is a very respected uh, news outlet in the UK. A member of the royal family was claimed to be part of a suspected pedophile ring under investigation by police in the late 1980s, a former police officer has said. The former Met police officer says he was told by a detective sergeant that the investigation into the ring, which was also claimed to include an MP, was shut down for national security reasons. I was in a car with two other vice squad officers, the detective sergeant said. He had just had a major child abuse investigation shut down by the CPS regarding a royal and a member of parliament, he told the Sunday Mirror newspaper. Quote, he did not mention names, but he said that CPS had said it was not in the public's interest because it could destabilize national security, unquote. The police officer identified two colleagues, the newspaper said. Sir Alan Green, the director of public prosecutions and head of the CPS at the time the conversation took place, said he was not aware of any child abuse investigation shut down for national security reasons. He, however, said he had been asked by a senior person if he had anything about a named MP being involved in child abuse. He said he had not. The MP he was asked about has since died, Mr. Green says. A Buckingham Palace spokesman told The Independent if detailed substantive allegations are made, they will be taken seriously and looked into. However, we are not in a position to comment on speculative stories based on a chain of unnamed sources. The Met Police has pledged to investigate historical crimes by establishment figures without fear or favor. Deputy Assistant Commissioner Steve Rodhouse told BBC Radio 4's Today program that he was pleased that the allegations of cover ups were coming to light. We do think we are getting somewhere with these wider inquiries, and we are seeing people come forward. We have seen lots of coverage this week around allegations of cover ups, and I think it's helpful that this is being spoken about and people are coming forward. Quote, we will go where the evidence takes us without fear or favor. I think this is what the public expect and is what the investigators are doing and are keen to continue to do, unquote. The Independent Police Complaints Commission is investigating 14 related allegations of impropriety by officers stretching from the 1970s to 2005. These may have been allegations. And by the way, there are a lot of books, YouTube videos, and documentaries which talk about the royal family's, you know, accusations laid on the royal family when it comes to pedophilia and sexual misconduct. It's just like Bill Clinton. People say that Bill Clinton does have a sordid history with sexual uh, indecency and wrongdoing, but a lot of it is just accusations. It's the same thing with the royal family. We have it's accusations, but they still have to be talked about because now we're in a position where Prince Andrew is not only friends or was friends with somebody who was convicted as a pedophile, but he continued that friendship with a pedophile. And by the way, this story about the royal family someone in the royal family being investigated in a pedophile sex ring and a member of parliament. You guys have to remember, uh, there was a big scandal in the United Kingdom which talked about sexual scandals at Westminster. And I don't want to get into it too much, but British politics has a lot of very filthy accusations when it comes to members of parliament and government officials and sex scandals and sexual abuse, 2017 Westminster scandals. I mean, it's a big thing. You guys need to research this. There's even accusations which say that the former British Prime Minister Ted Heath was a pedophile. Now, we won't get into all of that, but these are accusations. They are not proven to be true, but they still have to be talked about because of the situation that we're in now. And I'm mentioning the royal family with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. How is it that Prince Andrew, this is Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein in Central Park long after Jeffrey Epstein was fingered as a sexual predator, a pedophile. He was a pedophile and he had to be on the pedophile sex registry. I don't even know how he got into Central Park in the first place. And there he is with Prince Andrew being marked as a pedophile. Why is Prince Andrew talking and being chummy chummy with a pedophile? The Duke of York had a well publicized association with the disgraced billionaire for years before he was locked up for sex crimes in '08. Uh, and this is Prince Andrew joined Epstein with friends on a yacht in whatever that is in 2001. Now, I don't know who this person is, but it certainly does look like Prince Andrew. It looks like him. And these are naked women. Now, something is wrong here. Now, are these women underaged or are they overaged? This girl looks particularly underaged. And this is getting me angry now. You can hear it in my voice. And this looks like Prince Andrew on a yacht with a girl who looks under frigging age. Now let's calm down here for a second and let's continue. Now that Epstein has been dragged back into court for similar sick crimes, the legal battle could put Andrew's former association with him under the microscope. Just a few days ago, lawyers prosecuting Epstein won a fight to have 2,000 secret files unsealed, open to the public, which accused Prince Andrew of having sex with a 17-year-old sex slave of the billionaire. We all know that accuser is Virginia Roberts Ghislane. The fresh case against Epstein has also seen other claims resurface. One of the more scandalous accusations come under fresh scrutiny was that the Duke had attended naked pool parties at the sex offender's Palm Beach pad in a court deposition made by one of Epstein's former employees. Juan Alessi said in a sworn deposition in 2009 that he saw the royal and other guests treated to massages from a harem of girls while he worked for the billionaire at his Palm Beach residence. At the time, the prince strenuously denied the claim, saying he had never had any sexual contact with the girls, nor was he aware of any naked pool parties in Vanity Fair reported in 2011. Now, I can't say for sure whether or not this is Prince Andrew or not. It certainly looks like him. I mean, there's Prince Andrew, and this guy, I mean, has the same face, the same potato-shaped head as Prince Andrew. And here's a little girl, or I don't know if it's a little girl or if it's a woman. I mean, if it's a woman, it's no problem because Prince Andrew is not married. But she certainly looks a little young. And there's Virginia Roberts with Prince Andrew. So at least they have met each other. They have met. It's fact. It's right there. There he is. There she is. So that we know that they've met. Whether they've had sex when she was underage is another matter. Whether she was a sex slave, well, that's been proven. But whether she had sex with Prince Andrew, we don't know. Andrew's association with Epstein became even more problematic for the royal family after he was controversially snapped strolling through Central Park with the sex offender 2 years after his conviction in 2010. So, this is after he was put on the sexual offender registry. And Prince Andrew is walking very happily with a convicted pedophile. He knows he's a pedophile, and he's just walking happy with him. During this sojourn to the Big Apple, the Queen's second son reportedly had a 4 day stay at Epstein's Manhattan mansion. While he was partaking of the financier's hospitality, Epstein also hosted a lavish party attended by New York's glitterati in the Duke's honor. There were reportedly 15 people at the party, including journalist Katie Couric, comedian Jesse Handler, former Clinton communications chief George Stephanopoulos, and Woody Allen, who has been accused of sexual impropriety. Andrew even invited the financiers to stay at Sandringham and Windsor Castle. Oh boy, I can't. You know what? um. Boy. Um. He was. Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah. All right, guys, and that's Virginia now. There she is. Really unfortunate. But you know, people are gonna get upset because I'm talking about the royal family like this. I don't give a damn. I've never been a fan of the royal family, and I'm never going to be a fan of the royal family. Now, the British people can do what they want. I just want them to get the hell out of Canada. I am tired of them call the Queen calling herself Queen of Canada. She ain't no Queen of no damn Canada. Get the hell out of here. Nobody in Canada wants her anyway. I mean, you can look at polls going back 30 years. People say we don't want the royal family anymore. Get out. Why are you still here? What the hell is this? And you guys know I don't like the royal family. I mean, I criticize Meghan Markle on a daily basis. And I want to see if she's had anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, there's no evidence of that. We're not even going to get into that. But if there is, I'll guarantee you Arana Nation will be the first one to know. And if there is, I can promise you that it's not going to be nice because I'm going to report it. I'm going to report it. And in the meantime, this is the Arana